Good evening and welcome to the Computer Channel. We kick off this evening with the Family Guide, where we'll be looking at some of the hottest computer hardware. At 6:30 we join Big Boy Barry and a fistful of games in Games World, while in Chips with Everything at 6:45 our experts solve your problems. At 7 o'clock there's all of the latest computer news and views in Global Village, while at 7:30 we gaze into our crystal ball and check out the future world in the Global Village special feature. First of all, as ever, it's the Family Guide. Good evening and welcome indeed to the Family Guide. And on tonight's programme we're going to be looking at printers. Now printers are, I'm sure you'd agree, an essential add-on for your computer. They're not just for printing letters, however, they're capable of producing stunning full-colour photographic images. We'll be testing out new models for the Mac and the PC in just a couple of minutes from now. We're also going to be looking at a revolutionary new computer system from Apple. It's called the Macintosh Creative Studio, and it comes up with everything that you need for video editing, music composition and desktop publishing, so you can get up and going within just a few minutes of opening the box. First, however, let's find out what Kate's up to, shall we? Kate, what have you got for us this week?
Thanks, Will. Well, this here is Alistair, and a little later on we're going to be having a look at Apple's Creative Studios with him. But first, the printer is probably the most important add-on you will ever buy for your computer.
Good luck with that. Look forward to seeing it. I'm going to go over here, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm really quite excited about this, folks. I'm going to meet a guy called Alistair. Hi, Alistair.
Hi.
Thanks for coming into the Computer Channel Family Guide this evening. Now, you have, well, you tell me about it. It's an Apple-generated, it's an Apple, first of all, that we're looking at here,
yeah.
And this is the Macintosh Creative Studio, correct?
Yeah.
To do what with?
Yeah, it's supplied as a video editing suite, so you've got the complete system to make it very easy to record, combine and edit your own videos digitally.
OK, now, Alistair, before we actually start displaying it, because I've seen the display, it's impressive. For a lot of people, conceptually, it might be quite difficult to understand how, with a camcorder, I have an SVHS, old-fashioned SVHS camera, so they're SVHS tapes. Other people have camcorder tapes that can be high-8 or whatever. How do you get those images onto the computer in the first stage to start manipulating?
Well, this is precisely why this piece of kit was put together, because it's got the correct video cards. So you can just plug your camcorder directly in the back.
It's a cable thing.
Yeah, camcorder, VHS, and you've got all the details of exactly how to plug it in here. You just call up the help, they've got diagrams of how to plug it in.
Let's look at the screen now, and what we're looking at here is what we might, if we just plugged in our images and sent them in, we'd be looking at.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, say I've got 2 hours of recording from my camcorder of a children's birthday party, and I'd like to make a 2-minute digital film of it.
Okay.
So I've got various clips I've recorded earlier on. Literally, I've recorded them to the hard disk here.
They're in the centre of your screen there as well, looking at it.
And I can just drag one over, plunk it along, and there I've got a video clip that can be played. Okay. I may have other clips, like I've got one here.
You could just slow down for us and let this one play a wee bit, because I quite enjoyed watching that.
I can just drag it along and they can run around like that. Because if you take a lot of films with your camcorder, you're going to get a lot of stuff like this, and it's going to go on for hours and hours and hours. OK, so you've recorded 10 minutes when really you only need 30 seconds. Yeah. And basically I can take these little clips, swap them around, so now they're running back to front. I can also, because I've got the preview window there, I can create transitions between the two. So instead of cutting from one to another, I can create different effects between the two, and you can see them previewed on screen there. OK, now a transition is literally, if you like, the bit that joins the two shots together, isn't it? So you've got a wide shot there, if we're looking at our screen, you've got a wide shot of a birthday scene in a lounge. Yeah. In a moment you're going to go to your next image, which you've seen, and you're telling the computer via the transitional options that you're shown on the screen there, you can have a book turn, a clock wipe, a cross emboss or a cross mosaic. Yeah. You're telling the computer how to join those shots together. What's the effect when you've done it? Yeah, literally, it's doing the calculations for you. So if I play the end of the first clip, moving on to the second clip, you'll see the effect take place. Wow. No, it was just fine. I just clicked on something, clicked on apply. OK, let's have another look at that. Let's have another look. So from the start now, here we go. Let's just run back. And that was a little transitional effect. That was spooky, wasn't it? What was that called? Oh, you don't know, do you? It's a sliding box? Oh, no, a sliding box is something else I can have a go about. Oh, look. You see, you just get a little preview, you can choose whatever you want. You can also add on, you can also see down the bottom of the screen, as well as the video, I can add titling, so I can have text scrolling across appearing, just like in a real film. I can add music, extra audio over the top.
if you, for example, wanted to put your birthday scene to the tune of Happy Birthday to you, that sort of thing, you could get that from your CD, play that onto the computer?
Yes, if it was legal, I'm sure you could. But
oh, no, it's the old legal thing. Sorry about that. No, if it was legal.
But this is the beauty of the way this is packaged, because in addition to the Avid Cinema here, you've got a cut-down version of Cubase for creating your own audio tracks, music tracks. It supports MIDI and all the others. And then those can be added along here as well, so you can have background music, extra items. It's just like having a complete video editing studio, but it's for you at home, because it's easy to use. I mean, just look at it.
And what I'm going to do in a second, actually, is I'm going to swap seats with you, which is going to be very difficult for us to cope with, I know, and I'm going to have a go and actually do it. But before I actually swap seats, what is also quite interesting about this, it's not just interesting, it's positively tempting, folks, is the cost. Because obviously working in the television industry, this we would call non-linear editing. This is offline editing. Normally an editing suite that I would work in would cost £30,000 to £50,000.
Right.
And this is the good bit, folks. How much does this cost?
Well, it's only going to cost you a couple of grand.
So it's a couple of £1,000 for the computer as well, is that? Or just for the software?
No, the whole thing together, the computer, the disc set, all the software.
That's fantastic. That really is
and
good.
prices are always dropping, so it's always worth checking.
OK, so that's £2,000 worth, and it's going down. Let me see if I can go and have a go, because I think it's important you make it look very easy. You sit where I am, you be the television presenter over here. All right. And I'll be the expert contributor. OK, so if I look at my screen, I'll tell you what I'm looking at here. So as we look at the centre of our screen, in the middle here, there are 4 loaded images, you see? I don't know if you can see my cursor going up and down them. Now, those loaded images have been put there earlier. You popped them in there direct from a camcorder. Now, you'll notice this particular... I'll click on that image, OK? That's which we've entitled Game. That's a game scene. Do I double-click on this?
Yep, and that can give you a preview, a small preview window, and you can...
I can see what's happening, and what we see is the wild scene of children playing, which is absolutely great. Now, I like that image, so I want to move that image now down, so if I go into the broader screen now, I want to literally move that down to what I want to be the cut film.
Yeah.
Do I click and drag now? Is that what I do?
No, if you go back, click on the list button.
So I now click on the list button?
Sorry, it's right here.
Where it says list, just above the image.
You can go back,
and
you can drag that down. We've actually used that clip. Why not drag something else like cake?
Cake, OK?
See,
which is this image
they're
here.
preparing the cake. You can literally click and drag down onto the, the line below.
Yeah, I can see that now. Now, if I went down there, I would pop it in this box, do I?
That's it, let go. It doesn't matter if you get it in the wrong place, you just drag it somewhere else.
Well, let's just prove that. I put it in the wrong place. Oh, no! Oh, no, actually, I put it in the right place. That's good. So there's the close-up of the cake. Now, we've put that on. Now, I don't want to see it finally cut. I want to preview it before I actually see this. So if I, again, bring my cursor back here, so this is what it's going to look like now when I click preview, do I?
No, you can click play here for a larger preview.
OK, play for a larger preview. Here we go.
Still run at the same speed.
So we've got the scene with the birthday cake. We've dragged down the next scene. We've done that transition, which I'm going to have a look in a minute, into the wide shot of everybody playing in the birthday room. And any second now, we'll actually see what's going to happen to... When I've dragged down the next bit here is my own editing coming up, folks. This is art. That was subtle, wasn't it?
It's seamless, no blips.
That is as subtle as I get when it comes to editing. OK, well, I'm impressed by that, but I want... Because I was, I thought less than subtle in my wide shot in the birthday scene to the close-up of the cake, I'd like to put a transition in. So talk me through how I do that.
OK, well, if you just bring the cursor roughly between the two.
OK.
So you know you're going to do a transition there.
OK, so that's where I'm going to do the transition.
There's a series of tabs across the top. If you click on Effects...
Effects is there.
That's right. And then you can click on any of those effects.
Oh, I like that.
Get a little preview.
So, can you see it on where the A suddenly becomes B? I could pick that one, or I could... Oh, look at that star. Now, hey, call me old-fashioned, but I think it would be nice to have a star transition because it's a birthday cake. Okay. So I want to apply that. Do I click Apply?
You just click Apply.
OK, now I've clicked Apply.
And if you didn't like it, you can always undo it afterwards.
OK, and we now see that transition loading up on the computer.
Right.
Now, it really is as simple, it seems to me, as doing a word processing document and clicking on, copying a paragraph and pasting it somewhere else. It's as simple as that.
That's the idea.
Now, the usefulness of this is that we always overshoot with our camcorders, don't we? We have these sort of random shots going wild. And this manages to put it down. I'm now going to see my transition, by the way. So I'll park it there. Yeah. And let's have a look at my transition. I've clicked on play. Wow!
Simple, wasn't it?
It was exceptionally simple. OK, so look, thanks for that. A couple of final questions. Of course, you've mentioned, I think, did you mention the size of the memory on the hard disk? This is 2 gigabytes, isn't it?
There's 2.5 gigabytes hard disk in there, which isn't enough for professional, but it's perfect for when you're at home.
OK, that's the point, isn't it? It's not quite enough for a professional, but for me at home, if I've got hours and hours of a film, I can transfer this down to 2 minutes. The crucial question is, how do I get it from here back onto my tape?
Well, that's the beauty of the system, because the card in the back allows you to transfer straight back to video. So you're not creating digital video for the sake of it, you're creating it so you can record it back onto your VHS, onto your camcorder or whatever, and it'll go straight back to tape.
Well, look, thanks very much for that. That's available now. It's the Apple Macintosh Creative Studio.
Yep.
About £2,000, but you think it might be coming down?
Who knows?
Who knows? As these things get more and more sophisticated, they tend to offload things, don't they? I think it's great, and if I can use it, I think pretty well anybody can use it, really. OK, that's it for the first half.